Baby!
Hands! Hands! Down! 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 Hands! 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 Quit racing! Quit racing!
I'm down!
Quit racing!
I'm down!
Stay down!
Alright guys, so we have another shooting breakdown. This is out of Lawton PD. This is specifically involving 2 officers. I believe one of them was a sergeant. I might be incorrect on that, but I'm pretty sure. And the other guy was a regular patrolman. These are the 2 officers who opened fire. So it's chaotic. We have, you know, the body camera we're watching shows some officer on the loudspeaker. We have 2 officers pieing the corner of what looks to be the backyard of a house. And I actually read the story on this. The information that these officers were going off of at this moment was there was a guy who went into the house of an ex-girlfriend who had a protective order against him, and he would not let her leave. Now, eventually, she got out of the house. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Maybe he didn't know that, but at a certain point, he was in the back of the house, as we see here, and they're under the impression he has a firearm on him. I believe dispatch let them know he's got weapons. He's come into the house, blah blah blah. So when they come around the corner, they're expecting this guy to have a weapon on him, right? So okay, but what we see here is, you know, they tell him hands, hands, hands. Now what he does very quickly, and these officers already think that he's armed. He throws his hands up in the air real quick, and then he goes and hides behind the fridge, and it looks like he's trying to go back into the house. And I can kind of understand the first volley of fire because, you know, operating off of that, if he does have a weapon, you don't want him going back into the house. And when he throws his hands up, originally it looked like he might have had a knife in his hand. And, you know, you don't get to go back and watch this 1,000 times and say what they did wrong. You only get to see it the first time, and the first thing that you think is what's going on. But, so they're thinking he's got a knife in his hands and he's trying to get back into the house, and he's already, you know, so we're not going to let him get back into the house. So I can kind of understand the first volley of fire. I can get that. But when he's on the ground and you could see that there's nothing in his hands, and you're telling him hands, 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 and he puts his hands up again and you shoot him, come on, man. In the stress that I'm hearing in this one officer's voice just tells me that he's an overreactor, that he's freaking out, that he's panicking. You know what I mean? There's a lot not so right here. And, you know, so like I said, I can understand the first volley of fire. I cannot understand the second volley of fire. But I'm going to shut up. We're going to play this out, and we're going to watch what happens. We're going to talk about it a little bit more.
Roll over!
Hey.
Roll over!
I'm down. I'm
Roll over!
down.
Roll over on your stomach!
I can't breathe.
Stomach! Hey, can you see this door?
I can't.
Okay.
I got it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yep.
Hey, we gotta
I'm back up. I'm back up. You go ahead. Go ahead.
We're gonna pull him back. Go ahead. Hey.
Get the door. Get the door. I got him.
Okay. Y'all pull him out in the yard. Yep. Pull him out in the yard. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Pull him out in the
Got
yard.
him.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead, farmer. Keep going. Keep going back. Back.
Yep. I got cuffs.
Okay.
Alright guys, so right after these shots were fired, you could tell these officers were panicking. The orders that they were giving this guy, they were telling him to roll over, get on your stomach, get on your... The thing is, he was already on his hands and knees. So if he rolls over, he's going to be on his back. You know what I mean? Like, he's already... If he goes to the ground where he's at right now, he's going to be on his stomach. So if you're giving orders to somebody and you want them to comply, it really helps if you're giving them, you know, clear and concise orders, because, you know, they're freaking out, you're freaking out, you're saying nonsense, they're trying to figure out what you mean and comply to that. You know what I mean? So it's just a recipe for disaster. You know, you'd probably shoot him again because, you know, he's not doing what you're telling him to do, right? So clear and concise orders, very important. So I do like how they moved him away from the door. That's a good idea, just tactically. You know, number one, you can get him behind some cover. You can get yourself behind some cover. You can provide aid. You don't have to worry about, you know, who's going to shoot you from inside of the house, because let me tell you, you never know what's on the other side of that door. You know, you don't know the relationship between this guy and the people inside the house. You know, I'm very surprised that I've seen a lot of shootings, you know, especially on YouTube. I've seen a lot of them. I watch a lot of them. I try and assess a lot of them and break a lot of them down. And the one thing that always surprises me is when you see a shooting in a crazy area, you know, like something, it's like a project area, everybody's spilling out of the homes, crowds are forming, everybody's screaming. You know, it shocks me that police haven't been, like, opened up on. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the cops just shot your homeboy outside for what you think is no reason. I'm shocked that the gangs don't just start shooting out the windows and killing all the cops. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you get an entire gang together, you know, they're going to lock down a neighborhood indefinitely. If they don't want police presence in there, police presence is not going to be in there. You know what I mean? So it always kind of surprises me that, like, that's never happened, you know, and I worry about that. Every time a scene gets nutty, I always think, man, I can't watch everybody's hands. I don't know what's going on behind on the other side of this door. I don't know who can see me and I can't see them, especially if they're in the house looking out their window. I always worry about that sort of stuff. It's always in the back of my head. But they got him away from the door, which is good. They can allow people to come out of there. They can assess him better. They can assess the inside better. And you know, so good on them with the communication and the tactics there.
Come out with your hands up, slowly. Nico, you got him?
Yep, I got him.
Okay, you first aid. Sir, are you in the house? All right, police! If you're in here, come outside! Put your hands up. Come out slowly. One police officer. I got the window. Keep your hands out to us. Are you the husband? All right, step out to us, sir. Step out to us.
Quit moving, quit moving. Quit moving, quit reaching.
So remember what I said about this guy being the type of guy to worry about nonsense? Well, here he is again. He's like yelling at the guy, telling him to quit reaching. He's secured in handcuffs. Let's break it down. Why are you concerned about him reaching? Is it because you're concerned that he's got another weapon on him that you have to worry about, even though he's in handcuffs? All right. Well, there's two things on the ends of your arm called hands. Why don't you use those fucking hands and pat him down and see if he's got anything else on him that you need to worry about? That's Officer 101 shit, dude. Right? So, pat him down. If he doesn't have anything else on him, who gives a shit if he's squirming and reaching? He's already filled up with lead for no fucking reason whatsoever in the first place, right? And he's in the mindset where he wants to clutch his wounds. Like, you know, you're running, you fall, you hit your knee, you hold your knee and go, for 5 minutes, just like on Family Guy, right? So that's what this guy wants to do to his gunshot wounds in his fucking torso. So let him fucking squirm, let him move. And a matter of fact, and the reason that he's not providing medical aid to this dude just yet, well, there's probably two reasons. Number one, this guy probably doesn't even know that that's what he's supposed to do, because it seems like he's a jackass. And number two, the scene's not secure yet. You still have people inside of the house. You still have to secure them. You still got to figure out what's going on the other side of those walls and on the other side of that door. So I completely get that. That's not an issue at all. But what I would recommend, and it's not really a necessary thing, but you do see those two guys in the doorway. The worst place you want to be in a tactical situation is in the freaking doorway, in the threshold. They call that the fatal funnel for a reason, right? So stay out of the fucking doorway. If anything, maybe you fall back a little bit. You get some cover concealment somewhere in the backyard. Use that PA system to call everybody out of the house one by one with their hands in the air, hands raised. You can secure everybody, interview everybody, figure out who's bad, who's good, and go from there, right? So that's not a bad idea, but definitely they're not going to provide any aid to this guy until they get control of the situation. So that's kind of why we're seeing what we're seeing. I'm going to let this play out, and I'll be back, of course, with more commentary.
Quit reaching.
We got where's my wife? Everybody's a suspect. Nobody walks without cuffs.
So when you hear the one officer shouting out, "Everybody's a suspect. Nobody leaves without, nobody walks without cuffs." Basically, that's kind of like an SOP in a situation like this. You want to detain everybody in the house. You want to run everybody's information, their name, date of birth, driver's license number. You want to get statements. You want to, well, get statements, right? So you basically want to figure out the situation from everybody's point of view before you let everybody go. And when you run everybody's information there, if somebody's got warrants, obviously you want to take them in, that sort of a situation. So anyway, that's what they're doing there. They're just covering their bases. That's standard stuff. And like I said, when they run their info, if they come back clean, they're going to be let loose. You're free. Go back to your life, whatever. And spoiler alert, that dog is treated very, very well throughout this video. Thank God for that. I've seen too many videos where where the dog gets shot, man, and it's heartbreaking. It truly is. For me, I'm way more sympathetic when it comes to animals than humans. And that looked like a cute, good puppy. So I'm glad to see that dog was running around doing its thing, treated very well. But let's see what happens next.
Render aid to this guy.
I have nothing to.
Okay, where's the shot at?
Fuck, LT.
Where you shot? Give me 76, 77, 1018.
I ain't got. There's nothing but turning. There's nothing but. It's all body.
Let's put the pressure on.
Keep him on the side. Come here, give me some gloves.
I got you.
Gloves.
Here.
Get back.
One of your units, give me a first aid kit up here, 1018. Where's it taking it? Where's it at?
It's all body. It's all body.
He's got LT.
How many?
Hey, roll him on the side. He's starting.
LT's gonna be multiples.
1,
Yeah.
2, in and out.
I see at least 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Clear the house.
Okay. Give me.
I know we can do LT. We got chest here.
76, 77, 1018. Multiple chest wounds.
So finally, we see some application of skill. Okay, LT comes in, seems to know exactly what to do. All right, I like this guy. I'm a fan of this guy. He comes in right away. He says, "Get this guy some aid." The dude standing there, Officer Dummy, standing there all like, "Duh, I don't know what to do. I don't have anything." It's like, yo, you could be number one. You had him on his belly with his hands behind his back, and it's taught nationally that there's a position. There's something called position of asphyxiation. Basically, what that means, if you handcuff somebody behind their back and rest them on their belly, after a while they're having trouble breathing. Okay, all their weight is on their stomach. All their weight is on their diaphragm. It's on their lungs. You could literally leave somebody in that position and they can pass out because of the lack of oxygen. And then because of the continuous lack of oxygen, eventually their brain isn't getting enough oxygen. They could either go brain dead or they can die, right? So this dude is already, has gunshot wounds in him. He's left in the position of asphyxiation. And it's like a legitimate thing. I think X amount of years ago, I don't know, maybe in the 80s or something, there was like a raid at a drug place. A bunch of people were detained. Everybody was handcuffed and put on their bellies outside. Nobody was keeping an eye on them. They come back out, police officers come to pick them up, and lo and behold, half of them, if not all of them, like 80% of them are passed out. A couple of them died. A couple of them have brain problems. You know what I mean? So like it's basically taught everywhere. If you handcuff somebody and put them on their belly, don't keep them there for long. Turn them over, put them on their side, get them on their feet, get them taken care of, but don't leave them on their belly. Anyway, this guy left this dude in that position, right? So it's good now, and you could even hear it if you rewind it or you watch it again. They start saying, hey, you know, turn him on his side. What's going on? So LT starts checking him over for wounds, you know, figuring out how we can do, you know, what we can do, you know, pressure on the wound, chest seals, packing gauzes, bandages, all that sort of stuff is what they need for this sort of a situation. But luckily, LT's on that. He knows what to do. He's getting that done. Now that the scene is secure and safe, they're gonna treat this guy and try and save his life.
Keep him like that. And it's okay. Just be quiet. Thank you. I want him rolled to his back side. Keep him all the way. All the way on his back. All on his back. What's your name, bro? What's your name? What's your name? I got it. Wait, I want. One. We got chest swelling. 3 hips. 4. Okay. 5. Right in the stomach.
Hey, tell him where his car so let me get up here. Hey, Hinkle, where you at?
I'm right here.
Trauma kit. Trauma kit. Let me see what we got. We got breathing.
We both shot, so let's, who is this right here? Who is this walking up on us?
Oh, it's Chief. It's Chief.
Oh. Sorry.
You can't put anything on that.
Fuck. We both gotta go.
If you want to get Hinkle and I need one person.
Are you okay? You okay?
Yeah, we're good, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, my car's down here, Hinkle.
All right. I just need one person to team up with me.
You should have listened. I was telling him.
Could you see it?
I didn't see nothing from where I was at.
Hey, don't call me.
Yeah.
Could you see it? I didn't see nothing from where I was at. Those are the 2 officers who shot this guy. That's them talking to themselves. That's them talking to each other. Did you see anything? I didn't see anything. Oh. I think at this point, at this moment, it's really starting to sink in that they fucked up. It was at this moment that Officer Tweedledee and Officer Tweedledum realized that they fucked up. Now, I don't mean to make light of this because a man lost his life. He was probably a dirtball. He was probably in trouble all the time. I don't know. But I do know that this dude was shot and killed for nothing other than having a baseball hat in his hands. Now, again, I think that first volley of fire, I think you can argue that. I don't think it was necessarily justified, but I don't think it was worthy of criminal charges. But when that guy fell to the ground, and then they told him over and over again to show his hands, and then he showed his hands, and then they shot him again, you know, that was not justified, and that's definitely worthy of criminal charges. And I'm a police officer telling you that. You know, these guys just, you know, I mean, perhaps malice was not involved because I'm sure they didn't, like, mean to just murder this dude, but at the same time, you know, that's criminal negligence, I suppose you can call it. And what we're seeing right now is the aftermath of the shooting. They did secure the scene. You know, it's time for those 2 officers to come offline and be debriefed and investigated and whatnot. But this guy's was just a bad shoot. Again, the first volley of fire, I can kind of understand. Everything after that was just not justified at all. And especially these guys literally admitting to each other on body camera that none of them saw any reason to open fire on him in the first place. It's just damning. It's upsetting. But again, police officers are not trained to handle stress. They might develop that skill because of the job itself, but they're not trained on how to handle themselves under immense pressure. And to be honest with you, I don't even think that was a hugely, you know, stressful situation. Like, yeah, maybe a little stress, sure. But, I mean, I don't know. I've done a lot of training in my day, and I've had a lot of experience, and, you know, I don't think, I mean, I've been through situations like this and you know, use of force training and, and shit like that. And I know that the training in real life is different because I've been trained in situations that I've been through those situations in real life, and they were everything was different about them, sure. But at the same time, it's like all you got to do is identify if there's an imminent threat there. And like I said, you know, the first volley of fire, you might be able to articulate that, but everything after that, there's no way. It's just bad. So, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up. This was definitely a bad shoot. Both of these officers are being charged with first-degree manslaughter. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Their case isn't until August, I think. But, yeah, these guys, in my opinion, definitely fucked up. Just too quick on the trigger. But that's all I got for you today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the rest of this video play out, and then I'm going to go ahead and play this video in its entirety with no interruptions, and that'll be that. So, like always, guys, stay safe, stay smart. I'll talk to you all next time. Blue Line Patriot, signing out.
Hey, guard. Here, come over here. Hey, we're getting ready to leave here in a minute, but if you want to team up with me, Felix is going to team up with him. Yep. And then we're going to go to the station. Hey, did Newhouse stay inside on that flyer?
I'll jump in with Nick's. Yeah, I rode with him, so I might as well. Okay. You want to get me to the station?
Yeah.
Bag valve mask. Anybody?
Huh? What?
Bag valve mask.
No, no. Huh?
Who was with you?
Me and Ronan, sir. We both of us. Me and Officer Ronan, sir. Sergeant Ronan.
Yeah. There.
Go take it. Okay. Hands! Hands! Down! 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 Hands! 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 Quit racing! Quit racing! Quit racing!
Down!
I'm down.
Stay down!
I'm down.
Roll over! Roll over!
I'm down. I'm
Roll over!
down.
Roll over on your stomach!
I can't breathe.
Stomach!
Hey, can you see this door?
I can't.
Okay.
I got it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yep, yep.
Hey, we gotta
I'm back
get him,
up.
pull
I'm
him
back up. You go ahead. Go ahead.
We're gonna pull him back. Go ahead. Hey.
Get the door. Get the door. I got him.
Okay. Y'all pull him out in the yard. Yep. Pull him out in the yard. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Pull him out.
Got him.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead, farmer. Keep going back, back.
Yep. I got cuffs.
Okay. We have fun. Just wait. Where it is. Nico, you got him?
Yep, I got him.
Okay, you first aid. Sir, are you in the house? All right, police! If you're in here, come outside! Put your hands up. Come out slowly. I'm a police officer. Keep your hands out to us. Are you the husband? All right, step out to us, sir. Step out to us.
Quit moving. Quit moving. Quit moving. Quit reaching.
Face away, okay? Take a breath.
Quit reaching.
Yeah, go ahead. We got where's the light? Everybody's a suspect. Nobody walks without cuffs. Render aid to this guy.
I have nothing to.
Okay, where's the shot at?
Fuck LT.
Where you shot? Give me 76, 77, 10, 18.
I ain't got. There's nothing but turning. There's nothing but. It's all fine.
Now, let's put some pressure on
Keep
it.
him on the side. Come here, give me some gloves. Give me some gloves.
I got you.
Gloves.
Here.
Get back.
One of your units, give me a first aid kit up here, 10, 18. Where's it taking it? Where's it at?
It's all body. It's all body.
He's got LT.
How many? Hey, roll him on the side. He's starting.
LT's gonna be multiples.
1, 2, in and out.
I see at least 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Clear the house.
Okay. Give me.
And all we can do, LT. We got chest here.
76, 77, 10, 18. Multiple chest wounds.
Keep him like that. And it's okay. Just be quiet. Thank you.
I want him rolled to his back side. Keep him all the way. All the way on his back. All the way on his back. What's your name, bro? What's your name? All right. What's your name?
I got
Wait, I want.
1.
We got chest swelling.
3.
Hips.
4.
Okay.
5.
Right in the stomach.
Hey, tell them where those cars so them get up here. Hey, where you at?
I'm right here.
Trauma kit.
Let me see what we got.
We got
Hey, Felix.
We both shot, so
One airway.
that's
Who is this right here?
Who's just walking up on
Oh,
him?
it's Chief. It's Chief.
Oh. Sorry.
You can't put anything on deck.
Fuck. We both gotta go.
if you want to get Hinkle and I need one person.
Everybody okay? You okay?
Yeah, we're good, sir. You
good?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, my car's not here, Hinkle.
I just need one person to team up with me.
You should have listened. I was telling him.
Could you see it?
I didn't see nothing from where I was at.
Hey, don't call.
Yeah.
Hey, guard. Here, come over here. We're getting ready to leave here in a minute, but if you want to team up with me, Felix is going to team up with him. Yep. And then we're going to go to the station. Hey, did Newhouse stay inside on that flyer?
I'll jump in with Dix. I rode with him, so I might as well. Okay. You want to get me to the station?
Yeah.
Bag valve mask. Anybody?
What?
Bag valve mask.
No. Huh?
Who was with you?
Me and Ronan, sir. We both of us. Me and Officer Ronan, sir. Sergeant Ronan.
Yeah. Go take it.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. Before you go, I want to let you know about my store. The link is in the description below. If you like tactical, anti-woke stuff, this is the place for you. I have lots of t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and other stuff that make for great gifts, underclothes, gear, and loud and proud statements. Look cool or just troll the snowflakes with Blue Line Patriot apparel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay up to date with my content. But above all, stay safe, stay smart. Blue Line Patriot, out.